Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. As we begin with Part 1, Introduction from the Adepts in the Eastern Esoteric Tradition by Manly Palmer Hall, Part 4, The Mystics of Islam. The Adepts in the Eastern Esoteric Tradition by Manly Palmer Hall, Part 4, The Mystics of Islam. The Mystics of Islam. Introduction. The purpose of the present work is to point out the original existence and present survival of an adept tradition in the Muslim world. We must therefore demonstrate that such a belief was anciently held among these people, and also that it has survived in modern times as a mystical or secret conviction. There can be no doubt that the belief in adept and initiate teachers and mystical sages possessing supernatural powers is the mind of Islam, though not actually canonical. Devout believers were not criticized nor rebuked for holding such opinions. The Muslim world has always acknowledged the importance of mysticism and bestowed the highest approbation upon its poets, visionaries, and metaphysical thinkers. In conformity with world custom, it has also invested its saints with legends and ascribed miracles to them. It has also acknowledged the existence of esoteric disciplines for the unfoldment of the potential spiritual resources of the human being. Muslim scholars have frequently implied in their writings that secret schools arose early in the unfoldment of the Muslim faith. Some of these were founded by philosophers and scientists. Others, however, seem to have originated among mystics for the peculiar purpose of perpetuating the inner meaning of the Muslim faith. The principal arcana of these colleges or assemblages were concerned with systems of meditation, concentration, and yogic practices similar to those of Hindu mystics. Such spiritual exercises resulted in the development of internal faculties and the ability to control natural phenomena. Writers have noted that the teachings of the secret Muslim sects also derived important philosophical and theurgic elements from Gnosticism, Neoplatonism, Judaism, and Christianity. In the light of a gradually increasing insight into the Muslim esoteric tradition, it becomes easier to relate the beliefs of these people to the universal pattern of comparative mysticism. What may at first seem to be a fanciful and extravagant literature reveals an important philosophical system. To those who are willing to recognize mysticism per se as a rational approach to the mysteries of life, it becomes apparent that the religion founded by Muhammad was always divisible into two clearly defined streams of tradition, one esoteric and the other exoteric. As in Greek philosophy, the esoteric part was intentionally concealed, and its true keys were transmitted orally. There are, however, broad hints and intimations to be found in the writings of initiated scholars. These men, faithful to their obligations of secrecy, have followed the traditional procedure. They have concealed their deeper secrets under elaborate symbolical devices, completely meaningless to the uninitiated. Jafar Sharif describes the rituals used by the Muslims of India in initiating a devotee. He writes, "The murshid then reveals to the disciple in a whisper, breast to breast, hand in hand, and lip to ear, all the secret mysteries of godliness." The reference here to the ritual of Blue Lodge Masonry has been noted by a number of Masonic writers. In his Indian Masons' Marks of the Mughal Dynasty, A. Gorham concludes that guilds of operative Masons were employed by the Mughal emperors from the time of Akbar to the decline of the empire. He assumes, therefore, that guilds of builders, with their usual philosophical objectives, flourished in this region, preserving the old mystery religion as perpetuated by various groups since the time of the Dionysian artificers of Greece. The masters of these guilds and their qualified workmen marked the stones of the great Moslem monuments with distinguishing symbols, as was later the practice of the cathedral builders of Europe. The contact between Islam and Christendom during and immediately following the tragic cycle of the Crusades resulted in the introduction of Islamic philosophy among European peoples. Paracelsus visited Constantinople, where he discovered that the Muslim physicians were far more advanced in the diagnosis and treatment of disease than the European doctors. The early alchemists, including Roger Bacon and Basil Valentine, began to refer to the Arabs as masters of the alchemistical philosophy. Geber and Avicenna are referred to as adepts of the stone, and numerous truth seekers journeyed to the Near East and North Africa to study with famous masters of the law of Islam. There seems to have seen comparatively little prejudice among these savants, and they returned in due time to their European homes with extraordinary reports of the wisdom and liberality they had encountered in the schools and universities of Cairo, Baghdad, and Damascus. Muslim mysticism may be regarded as a heritage of spiritual insight, served and perpetuated by a minority group among the followers of the Prophet Muhammad. Edward William Lane Poole, in notes to his translation of the Arabian Nights Entertainment, discusses the lives and miracles of Muslim saints. He embellishes his account with stories of their miracles and other remarkable evidences of their sanctity. He writes, "The distinguished individuals, saints, above mentioned are known by the common appellation of walis, or particular favorites of God. The more eminent among them composed a mysterious hierarchical body whose government respects the whole human race, infidels as well as believers, but whose power is often exercised in such a manner that the subjects influenced by it know not from what person or persons its effects proceed. Their supernatural powers they are supposed to obtain by right of the most exalted piety, and especially by constant self-denial, accompanied with the most implicit reliance upon God, by the services of good genii, and, as many believe, by the knowledge and utterance of the most great name of God." This classic statement is applicable to all systems teaching the existence of adept or initiate sages. It is by a scholar who devoted the greater part of his life to the study of the religion, philosophy, and literature of Islam. He lived for a great many years among Muslims and was sympathetic to their ideas and doctrines. His words leave no doubt that these people were not only aware of the doctrine of adepts, but embraced it as an essential part of their basic concept of the operation of the divine power in the material world. Manly P. Hall, Los Angeles, California, 1975. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.